Continuing from last time, we will use the float property to create a two-column layout with the living room and kitchen side by side. By applying the float property, you can achieve a horizontal design, but there was a problem with the elements to which the float property was applied. Elements to which the float property is applied move while floating, so the element below, in this case the footer, will be in the bottom. So, last time, I created an empty element in HTML and applied the property clear both to that element to deal with it. In this lesson, we will learn how to create an empty element with CSS and apply clear both to it. Let's get started. First, add the clearflex class in your HTML. Next, by specifying clearflex after in CSS, you can create a pseudo element immediately after the closing tag of the div element with the clearflex class, that is, before the footer. Elements are originally created in HTML, but since they are created in CSS, they are called pseudo elements. So far, an empty element exists before the footer element. This time, we want this empty element to be blank on the screen, so we haven't entered any characters into the content property. The content property is used when using pseudo elements. You can enter text in the value of the content property and display it in the preview, but you cannot select it or copy and paste it. In order to make it editable, it is necessary to enter characters in HTML, not CSS. The above is the first point. The second point is specifying the block level element by specifying display block. By specifying the block level element, the blank element will be spread using the width of one line. The third point, as I explained at the beginning, is to specify clear both in order to cancel the wrapping caused by the float property. By specifying clear both, the footer is prevented from going around the living room and kitchen using floats. Also, margin top will not work on elements to which the clear property is applied, but this time it was applied to pseudo elements. Therefore, footer margin top is working effectively. In CSS, there was also a method to create a two-column layout by applying display flex in addition to the method of using float this time. For the method, please refer to the link in the summary column. Finally, a summary. This time, we learned how to create an empty element on the CSS side and prevent it from wrapping around with the float property. The point is that the pseudo element was created by clearflex after. Pseudo elements should be created immediately after the closing tag of the element to which the clearflex class is applied. Applying clear both to pseudo elements and cancelling wrapping by float. Also, along with that, I enabled footer margin top. This is because margin top does not work on elements with clear both applied. That's all for now. Thank you for watching until the end.